Just imagine how amazing it would be to have all of your content for the week ready to be posted at a click of a button. Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do that by batch creating your content. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I help people to create better Instagram content so they can build an engaged community and turn their knowledge into income. Now today I'm going to tell you step by step how I batch create my content, but also the crazy ways in which batching your content can help you maximize your content and get the best return on investment. But first question we need to ask is, well, what is batch creating content? Now to keep things simple, batching your content simply means picking one day or picking a set period of time where you create all of your content. So you do the design, you do the research, you do the copywriting, absolutely everything within that set period of time. Now for a business that has a team of people, a team of designers, editors, it's quite an easy thing to do. But for the average person like you and me, it can be difficult to stick to batching our content because life happens and sometimes you can't stick to the strict schedule that batching requires. So I found a unique way, which I like to call it my hybrid system of batching my content, and this is how we can do it. So the whole point of the hybrid method is to spread out the creating of content across multiple days rather than just having everything on one particular day or one set period of time. Now what we're going to do is on day one is we're simply going to research ideas. We're going to consume as much content as possible. But it's important that when we're consuming this content, we're actively consuming. And this means that when you're watching your favorite YouTube channels, when you're listening to your favorite podcasts, or when you're reading your favorite books, do you have a notebook or you have an app such as Trello with you that you can make notes on all of the ideas, all of the thoughts that come to mind. And then that's literally all you need to do. Give yourself 30 minutes of your day to do that. If you can even do that every single day. But just start off by doing one day a week, then we can build it up over time. That's day one. Here's what we need to do for day two. Now day two is another very simple day. All we're going to do is do all of the copywriting. This means writing out word for word what we want to say on each of our posts. So whether you're writing a script for a video, whether you're writing out the slides for your carousels, that's all you need to do is get that done. You want to make sure though that we're doing this at quantity, we're doing as many as possible. So this means that batching, let's say 7 of your posts, 7 of your ideas, getting all those scripts done so that we're ready for the next day. But you have to make sure that this isn't about creating the perfect idea right now. This is simply getting the framework of your idea in place, the framework of your copywriting in place, so that then on day 3, we can then begin to refine these ideas further. And I personally use the Notes app on iOS to do all of my copywriting ahead of time. You can see I have it really clearly laid out, slide 1 through to slide 10, and then I just write down exactly what I need. Now, the reason this works so well is because I know for myself that having 1 line or 2 lines of writing is the right amount that I need for my style. And that is different for everyone, but it's a great way for you to be consistent and to then start putting in a system that helps you to create your content in a way that is predictable and also consistent over time. Now, day 3 for many is probably going to be the hardest day out of all of them. And not because it's difficult, but simply because it's going to take the most time to actually create the content. So on day 3, this is when we take our ideas, we take our copywriting, we begin to design, we begin to photograph, we begin to film, whatever it is we need to do to actually produce the piece of content that we want to. Now what's great is that because we've already got our idea, because we've already got our script, it's very easy for us to copy and paste that into our program of choice or to read out word by word of a script so that we can create our content much faster than what we normally would if we're just doing it off the cuff. And because we've also had time, at least 24 hours between when we created the ideas to now actually implementing them and creating a design, that time actually helps us subconsciously to think about the ideas that we want to create. So that when we return to them and we read through our scripts, we read through our copywriting, we can begin to see how we can make it better. We have a fresh perspective that gives us that ability to constructively criticize it and then be able to make adjustments and refine it so that the original idea becomes better. This is why the hybrid system is so good, because if you don't have that time between when you think of the idea to then doing the script to then designing it, that becomes too rushed and you don't have the time to sit back, let that idea simmer in your brain and then come back to it with that fresh perspective. So that's why this system works so well. And then the great thing is that you can just spend a few hours of this day free creating all of your content, and once that's done, you're then ready to start posting it. But what I do recommend is making sure you set a timer. Set yourself a timer for each individual piece of content so you always remain focused. Once all of it's created, we're then ready for the final step, which is just actually posting the content. Now, this isn't part of the system itself. The system is only a 3-step process. But if you want to, you can add on further steps. So I've got a few bonus steps you can do to really build out this system even further. Now, there's potentially 2 extra days that you could add to this system. The first day is a day of researching photos and graphics. If you're like me and you like to use an image heavy or a graphic style of content, then you're going to save so much time if you find those images, you find those graphics ahead of when you're actually designing. Because I've wasted so much time over the past year of simply searching for photos to use. I can always guarantee that at least 20% of my time creating a piece of content has been wasted on simply trying to find the best photo for that piece of content. So do yourself a favor, set yourself a time limit, 30 minutes one day a week, where you research and save all the photos you want to use or potentially use into a folder on your computer. This way, all you have to do is simply drag and drop them into your design, and then you're ready to go. Now, the second day you might want to add is scheduling your content. Now, you can schedule your content in many ways. The best way is using actual apps for this. For example, you've got Hootsuite, you've got Buffer, you've got Later, and you've also got Creator Studio, which is Facebook's native platform for scheduling your content on Instagram and Facebook. Now, it has many benefits of scheduling ahead of time. The biggest benefit being that when you actually do post on that particular day, you have that extra 5 minutes, you have the extra 10 minutes to engage with your followers, which can help you to get more engagement on your post within that first 30 minutes of posting, which can have an impact. Sometimes it doesn't, but overall, it's just good practice. But you can also use the Instagram app itself to quote unquote schedule your content. Now, you can't actually schedule it so it will post itself, but you can draft it. All you do is you go onto the Instagram app, you go to upload a post, you do everything you would normally do, but instead of hitting share, you hit the back arrow, you come all the way out, and then you're able to then save that piece of content as a draft. And then all you simply have to do, when you're ready, click on that post, click share, and then it will upload it to your feed. But they're really only 2 extra days I would add to this process. The more days you add, the more complicated it can get. But the whole point of this hybrid system is to make sure that you get all of your content created within the week. You don't want it to spill out over any longer than a week, because the whole point is it just makes it easier to achieve, but you also need to make sure you're always staying ahead of schedule, because if you're not, then it completely defeats the object of using this system. But the reality is we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems, which means that it's all well and good saying you want to post content every single day, but if you don't create a system that's going to help you to actually achieve that, it's never going to happen. So guys, if you like this video, then feel free to check out this video here, which is my favorite hacks to help you to create content much faster. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and I'll also see you guys in the next one.